Aion 2 is an upcoming MMORPG developed by NCSoft, set to release globally in the second half of 2025. It's a sequel to the original Aion released back in 2008 and aims to build on its legacy while addressing past limitations with modern technology and design. I've put together what I believe to be a comprehensive overview of Aion 2 based on all the available information online. Aion 2 is set 200 years after the events of the original Aion in the world of Atreia, a hollow earth where inhabitants live on the inner surfaces of a shattered sphere. The game moves beyond the original's Ilios versus Asmodean faction conflict, focusing on a broader narrative that transcends the good versus evil trope. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this. I think part of what made the original Aion so engaging, entertaining, and fun was that faction v faction conflict. The story aims to leverage modern quest design and storytelling tools to enhance the unique, surreal aesthetic of Atreia. The game world is reportedly 36 times larger than the original Aion's map, offering a vast open world for exploration. This honestly sounds great to me, as the original Aion, while the areas were diverse and filled with life and content, were noticeably small. NCSoft went on to describe Aion 2 as the complete version of Aion, enabled by advancements in technology, as this game is developed using Unreal Engine 5, to realize the original game's vision without the technical constraints of 2008. A core part of what made Aion as unique as it was its flight mechanics. And admittedly, its flight mechanics were very limited. Aion 2 emphasizes unrestrained flight. This is a significant upgrade from the original, which had restricted gliding and also limited flight zones. Players in Aion 2 will be able to fly anywhere in the game world, land, air, sea, with minimal terrain restrictions, making flight integral to exploration, to combat, to quests, and to crafting. The game is shifting towards a more action-oriented combat system, potentially a hybrid similar to Guild Wars 2. We haven't seen exact or had the exact combat type confirmed yet. They do, however, want to move away from the original's tab target. This aims to provide a more dynamic and engaging experience with polished visual effects and sound design. Aion 2 will launch with 8 different classes inspired by the original Aion: Gladiator, Templar, Assassin, Ranger, Spirit Master, Sorcerer, Cleric, Enchanter. After looking around social media, I did notice, however, that there are some players that are a little disappointed over the lack of more creative classes like the Gunslinger, Mech Pilot, and other more original classes introduced in Aion's later updates. Unlike the original, Ilios and Asmodean players will be on separate servers, with interactions limited to PvP, matchmaking battles, and invasion events. The Asmodean race's monstrous features have been minimized, which admittedly has sparked some fan criticism. These are what made the Asmodeans so distinct. The original Aion was a very PvPvE focused game. While traversing the world, while questing, you'd have giant rifts in the sky open up, invasions from either faction would just come down, destroy you, potentially inhibit you from playing the game for a prolonged period of time. Aion 2, however, will prioritize PvE content over PvP, with a strong emphasis on story-driven quests and exploration. PvP will be included, but it's not going to be open world PvP. It's going to be structured through matchmaking and specific events. This shift has raised concerns among fans that were hoping that there would be the original's more robust PvP model implemented, but that does not seem to be the case. While specific details are scarce concerning crafting and professions, the original Aion featured 7 different crafting professions such as weaponsmithing, armor smithing, handcrafting, tailoring, alchemy, cooking, construction. Aion 2 is expected to retain a robust crafting system as well, potentially more streamlined with materials gathered from vendors, the wild, or through trading with other players. Before we go any further, I do want to take a moment here to thank all of my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, and I genuinely cannot thank you all enough for the support. Aion was a PC MMORPG. There was no cross-platform play between console, between mobile. Aion 2 is what they are claiming primarily PC focused, but will also have a mobile interface supporting cross-platform play to cater to a broader market. This has sparked mixed reactions online, with some fans very wary of mobile first design that has thus far largely impacted PC gameplay quality. The game is confirmed to be launching in Korea and Taiwan in 2025 with a global release in the second half of 2025. Given it is already July 31st going into August 2025, that means this game is slated to release in the next 4 months, unless there's some kind of delay. But I'm a little bit concerned as we also haven't even held a beta test to my knowledge. A global beta is planned, although a focus group test was held in late June for Korean players with Korean phone numbers. Aion 2 is going to follow the same business model as NCSoft's Throne and Liberty, which is free to play, although arguably pay to win, with a cash shop. Concerns do exist about potential pay to win elements, though NCSoft has promised, like they always do, to avoid predatory monetization. The exact details of the cash shop unfortunately remain unclear. NCSoft unveiled Aion 2 on May 31st, 2025. They went on to showcase its visuals, showcase its mechanics. They did confirm marketing campaigns are slated to begin soon. Aion 2 has so much potential to succeed. It has the original Aion IP backing it. There were 3.5 million active subscribers in Asia alone playing Aion in 2009. Tens of millions of players globally playing Aion after it transitioned to a free-to-play MMO. My personal concerns here are the risks of pay to win, the monetization. NCSoft is notorious for aggressive cash shop practices. There is the mobile influence. I know they did state that there's going to be a mobile UI, a mobile interface, rather than it being a mobile MMO. But if you have mobile functionality, you're probably going to have some mobile features implemented. Otherwise, how are you going to cater to mobile players? I'm also a little disappointed they didn't opt to introduce new, innovative, more unique classes for the game for the sequel. I'm also a little bit concerned about the potential for horrendous grinding and the endgame, especially since the endgame is not going to focus on or really feature PvP. Now, we do not know anything about the upcoming global beta tests. We do not know anything about the confirmed release date. We just know that beta tests are going to be held at some point, probably the next month or two, and then after that, regardless of how those beta tests ultimately end up, the game is going to release before December 30th, 2025, or December 31st, 2025. I'm hoping that the game really only needs one beta to clarify everything, to clear everything up and polish everything that needs to be polished. I hope they do provide some clarity on how the game is going to be monetized, what kind of business model we're going to have. I know it's free to play, but it's also very likely to be pay to win. I'm also curious to see when the marketing will even begin, because the game launches in a couple months and I haven't seen any ads for this game anywhere. But I'm still very excited to play it. I still think it has incredible potential, and at the very least, it's going to be a new MMO to play. And right now, we are in short supply of those. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment, so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you are not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.